Today, I'll be continuing with the topic of using my design system to cultivate your idea. And if you're new, in part 1, we discussed using my 4-step process to cultivate any idea that you have. Now, part 2 of that is about the different type of experiences you may encounter along the journey, along the process of developing and cultivating your idea. Now, today, I want to focus on providing a sort of example of an idea and how I use my design systems to nurture that idea. Now, today, let's say the idea is you. And for example, I was able to use my knowledge in identity design as a graphic designer to help me transform my self-image as a wife. So this has really assisted me in reaching that desired part of me, right, that I know I want to reach, right? Like that highest, that best self, right? And of course, I'm always working on it, still working on it every day. But the system, right? A system that is used for consistency. So it's categorically organized, right? So we have some order, we have some way of guiding our creativity, right? Because that free creative spirit can go all over the place. And it's so beautiful, right? So beautiful, so infinite. And in order for us to really harness that, it's really useful to have a structure. And so we use that system to kind of flow that energy to the direction, to the desired goal, to that idea. Okay, so let's say again that that is also something that you are looking to do, right? That means we need to get very clear on the different categories that you are looking to have within that system, right? So once you are aware, okay, so let's say, for example, you know that there is a particular style of dress, right? Or perhaps there's some mannerisms that you know that you would like to incorporate into your behaviors. You can even focus on your interactions with people. How will you be interacting with people, right? So these are all different areas that are very specific. And so it gives you something to focus on, and you use that to guide your creativity, right? So when you are in that relationship and you know that this is a process that you're going through, you need to be very aware when opposition or an argument, right? If those manifest themselves, right? If they show up for you, okay? You need to be aware of that and not react to it, but you want to take a moment to respond, right? because this is showing itself for a reason. And this is why I always mention the importance of self-awareness, because it is really part of the growth process. So we want to use those arguments, the opposition, as a fertilizer, right? And recognizing that it is there to teach us a lesson. And those lessons help us to grow healthy and strong, okay? So you have to realize, if you fight it, right, like you just forget and then you end up reacting, which is, normal, right? That's part of our experience. So sometimes we will react, but you still want to be able to catch yourself sooner rather than later, right? And so if you don't allow yourself to accept what is showing up, then it's possibly, more than likely, is shrinking your potential of what you are, that where you're trying to go, right? Like that goal, that highest version of yourself that you're trying to reach. It's going to kind of pull you back, because you're not allowing that interaction to be of service to you. Okay, so realizing that this is part of the growth process, and that healthy growth has stages of shedding, just like leaves from a tree, right? So those are some parts of us that need to go. And this becomes more clear. It's easier to distinguish these type of interactions and what it is showing us and why, when you are clear on your idea. Okay? And so when you keep that in your mind, you're more aware of different opportunities that show up to help you accomplish what you are trying to do, right? So this is how a lot of times we, as artists, can miss out, is because if we do have so many different ideas, right, that we may be trying to pursue, there can be so many different opportunities that show up as well, right? And so it gets kind of like, it's just so much. It's so many paths, so many options. And so it's so important to really, again, from my first video that I discussed about that 4-step process, right? The importance of deciding, okay? And those will be linked in the description box so that you can review those, because it's definitely, it'll bring all of this together very well for you. So we welcome challenges, okay? We welcome those because we recognize that it is all a part of the journey, okay? And of course, most people, they'll just run away, right? At the first sign of a challenge. Because it is uncomfortable, most people will just run away, not realizing that, that's part of you getting towards what it is that you're desiring. Of course, some things do come easier than other things, right? But it's like sometimes you can be praying for something for so long, you forget to even see when it's being answered for you, right? And so we miss out a lot of times on our blessings because of that. So, again, it's something very important for us to recognize when we're on this path of success so that we can be up for the fight, essentially, because in Islam, we learn that fighting is prescribed for us. Yeah. So it's like, when you see it this way and you believe that it is good for you, we take it as a sign. It's a sign for us, right? We don't have to be afraid of it. Like, allow it to purify our hearts, purify ourselves. Okay. Now, this is just an example, of course, as I shared, and this is a part of my experience in how I create different systems that help in moving myself. I move myself forward, right? And of course, it's my own passion to assist you as well. Okay? So, if this is something that you know you need to work on, this is your opportunity to receive the support. So, I'm here. You can send me an email. You send an email to pause@movingyouforward.com. And it's also in my description box. And I am currently offering for you one-on-one guidance, if that is for you. You that desires to dive deeper. You want to dig deeper into that part of you that really needs that cultivation, right? Really want to stir it up. You want to freshen that soil, so to speak, and you're ready to pull up those weeds, clear the space so you can plant new, fresh seeds. Yeah, that is for you. And it's called Behind the Scenes. And this is traditionally 12-week course that I offer. And it can, of course, be customized. It depends on your specific situation, your specific desired outcome, and we can work within that structure. The other option, of course, I have my 8-week course. Now that one is more of a group setting that you can work on your own. Now 8 weeks is like average time frame, but of course you can move as fast or as slow as you want, as you need to. And that is my Reigniting the Artist Within course. Okay. And as you know, I love it. I use my voice to empower you, right? And my methods, I create those methods to remind you what is already within you, help cultivate it, right? So that you can be reminded of your value. And finally, prepare you to contribute more of your gift to the world, if you're not already. Okay? So, yes, I hope you found this video very helpful to you. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye. Peace.